Hey folks, Slice 'em here with Slice 'em Gaming, SGA-1 versus Old Driver. They're currently in 6th. We're set in 4th overall. This is War 7 of Season 46. Onslaught, Iron Man, Odin, that's the team. I've got Killmonger starting this thing out. Using Onslaught, Killmonger's on Node 6, so we've seen this node before. First time seeing Killmonger here. Combat Deja Vu, Insurance Policy, Spiked Armor. So this, we've taken this fight a couple different times with a couple different champs on it. This season. This is the first time fighting Killmonger. Debated on which champ to use. Originally was assigned Iron Man, which would work due to the armor break. Ended up going with Onslaught. Onslaught takes no reverberation damage, which is super handy. So this is pretty well a straight deal. Now the only difference is you do have to pay attention to his power gain due to the dots, but once you get things rolling, it kind of plays into your favor. And the reason why is because of Onslaught's heavy reach off the heavy. You're basically constantly able to pause your debuffs and constantly keep damage rolling on him. So that part became super awesome. Speaking of the power gain, right here out of the gate, I thought to myself, uh-oh, I'm going to push him to an L3. Luckily, just deep into the L2. And again, there it is, right off of the special, able to punish it with my own heavy, punishing his heavy with a heavy. So we're just keeping the dots all paused. And again, thanks to the way his specials play out, and the way everything works, he plays right into Onslaught's strong suit. So kind of got a little sloppy hitting into his block there. As a matter of fact, get caught right off his L1. Pushing that. Just terrible play for a hot second. But luckily for me, Onslaught L2, that's going to be game over. As it took it from right around 60% health down to 0. So again, Killmonger really kind of plays into Onslaught's right into what you want to do with Onslaught, so it worked out great other than me just playing sloppy. Iron Man versus Kitty Pryde, Node 15. Guys, if you've been watching any of my videos, you've seen this fight multiple times this season. This has become a path I'm quite familiar with, and because of that, I've done this fight multiple times over. This is a pretty basic fight. We're starting with a power start 1. We're going to get in here. Our goal is to get the paralysis removed early, and then at that point, you just got to kind of have to watch, and you'll see here I do get caught, and I've done this a couple times, messing around and accidentally getting caught with her phasing as I'm going into to either hit or hitting right after the special a little too soon. So fight is on. Here we go. We've got our power start 1. Quick, easy hits, building up. There's the phase. Paying attention to it early. Bait the heavy so we can get a good L2 out of this. There it is. Now the combat power rate, as you can see, almost pushed her to the special 3. Luckily, we were able to keep it there at the special 2. And she's got enough prowess that instantly she's able to start phasing again. So knocking those down by hitting on it. But got to be careful due to, again, the power rate that she gains, the combat power rate. So now I'm stuck baiting the special 1. And that took time. And you can see it drops off some, and now we're stuck having to bring them back down. There's the L1, eating those up. But again, power rate going up. So again, got to be very careful. Like an idiot, not paying attention. She just got to a phase mode, and I went to intercept. So I get punched in the face. But that's going to be pretty much the fight. At this point, we got decent control. Back to the corner, we're going to use our relic, finishing it up with an L1, and that's going to be all she wrote. So, same fight that we've seen multiple times, same mistake that I've made a couple times, managing to get myself clipped off of just the way her phasing is working there, and then getting pushed back a little. Iron Man versus Bishop, Node 24. I think this is the first time we've seen Bishop on this node this season. I have fought Sauron a couple times there. We've seen Apocalypse, we've seen Kitty, but first time for Bishop. So we've seen the fight, just a different mutant defender. At the end of the day, nothing is really different on this fight. We know what we want to do. We know we want to come in. We're going to start with building up our power. The difference here is I'm not in a rush. I don't feel really nervous about Bishop, his specials, or anything that he really brings to the table in this node. Iron Man can block the unblockable specials. We don't have to worry about the incinerate. So for me, this is a very basic fight. There's nothing here that really concerned me walking in this fight. So this is a fight I was able to save a lot of my boost. I didn't worry about an invul. I didn't worry about a power start on 1 on this. For me, it was built up to an L2, and we're going to launch that right here. And you can see pretty good solid damage. Bait the L1. And now it's just back to work. There's the relic. Build it back up. Finish up with our L1. This is going to let us start ticking him away. Pretty heavy hits. And there you can see 31, 19. Now, here I did make a calculated effort. I hit him to see just how far the first medium went. And at that point, I said to myself, okay, I'm hitting hard enough. I think I can kill him before he reaches the special 3. And so we went for it, and as you can see, it turned out to our favor. So next fight, Nick Fury, Onslaught, Node 33. This again is a situation where Onslaught really comes in key. Paralysis build-up, unblockable, Band-Aid solution, direct damage. And again, the big thing for this is Onslaught can block unblockable specials from skill champions. So this again really helps out on this fight. There's really nothing to worry about outside of just block damage and playing sloppy. Obviously, you're going to take some block damage. This is a fight that just is going to give you some. But other than that, it's, as you can see through here, a pretty standard just grinding fight. Let Nick hit on us. Kind of was hoping we could get an opening. Nothing crazy. Throw the L1. Start stacking up some of that degen. Letting the Neuroshocks do what they do. And then you can see, slowly, piece by piece, melting. Able to land my parry. Here's that unblockable. It's blockable. It's Onslaught. I mean, again, that is one of the best things about this. Inside this meta, there is a lot of ways, a lot of ways to really mess up in this tactic. But there are a lot of champs that you can use that can actually help out and block some of the unblockable damage that you're seeing inside this. So here's unblockable. We're not going to block that. That's a good dex, and then right at it, we're going to throw the L2 now. I debated saving this L2 so that I would have it as soon as we pushed into the second life. Instead, I went ahead and threw it, thinking to myself, well, I'll probably be able to land a couple hits before he really goes. Unfortunately, I didn't. I probably should have saved that L1, but I thought we'll stack up some more dots, try to race this down so I can minimize my block damage. Bait the heavy, land our heavy. As you can see, all of our debuffs are paused, so he's ticking away pretty good. Now, mind you, he's ticking away because he's also in second life, so keep that in mind. It's not like this is all just my dots, but nice relic, putting him at 19, 20, and then from here, let's throw that special 1. And I thought to myself, that's probably going to be all she wrote in. Of course, between the dots and the direct damage there, we were able to finish Nick Fury off and get a nice, good, clean kill. So after a little bit of a sloppy start there with Kitty, kind of was worrying me, but the next 2 fights were pretty clean. And then our final fight of this war, we've got Storm coming up. This is Iron Man versus Storm. Node 43, Hazard Shift, which is Incinerate and Shock, and then Aggression, Prowess, and Insult to Injury. Again, great news. We've got Iron Man, who is an absolute tank against mutants. So a lot of this doesn't really matter. The only thing that could be concerning, of course, is the shock damage. Now, one thing you didn't see earlier in the match is we do have Odin. So whenever I faced Kitty, we went ahead and threw all those Odin buffs on. So Iron Man does have the benefits, all the Odin pre-fights. So that's going to help reduce the shock worry. So for me, the shock is not a big deal. And there you see dodging the first part of the L1. Iron Man blocks all unblockable specials for mutants. So it's kind of an unnecessary risk. And if you watched the videos back not too long ago, I made a couple big errors when I was facing Apocalypse as a boss. My habit of purposely are dexing the first part of a special got me in trouble. When I could have just helped block, I kept dexing a little bit early, and it got me clipped twice. And on this fight, it was kind of the same thing. I thought to myself, don't dex. There's no need for it. Just hold your ground, hold block, and get the easy kill. So it was kind of reprogramming muscle memory here, because out of muscle memory, I want to dex out of the first hit or the last part of it whenever I can just hold block. And there we are holding it. Able to get Storm up against a corner, finish her off. Good, clean, quick fight. And as you can see here, 38 hits to 0, so no real damage here. But again, had I made that mistake, had I dexed a little early, I could have put a death on the board. So as you can see, we win 16 deaths, 159 for them. 16 is more than we would like to see for our team. That's a little heavier than we would like, but a win is a win, so we'll be happy. We come in fourth, and we finish in fourth after today. So the win doesn't move us up on the podium this time. So hopefully our next matchup will be a situation where we can have a chance to get a big win and move up to the podium. But all in all, it was a great war. I was happy with my fights. I felt like I played fairly well, and hopefully you learned a little bit of something. But if not, at least hopefully you had a little fun. So till next time, take care, have fun, and as always, keep on gaming. Adios.